What's going on, everyone? So Cam Reddish had a very interesting season last year, right? Offensively, he had his struggles without a doubt. But defensively, he was like elite. Like he was ridiculously good for the Lakers, particularly early on. And then he ended up getting hurt and it kind of threw everything through. But like Jared Vanderbilt was out and Cam Reddish stepped in and was just beautiful, right? And look, he's still only 24 years old. He's somebody that I have always been very high on. I've always been a very big supporter of him. Maybe it's the Duke ties. I'm a big Duke guy. Always have been since I was, a wee lad. So, maybe that's part of it. But I also feel like he's never really gotten a fair shake outside of like last year with the Lakers. I also think he played too much under Darvin Ham, but I also get the circumstances, right? Because he was very good, especially in those in-season tournament games, like defending Kevin Durant, like Devin Booker, and some of those Clipper games against Paul George, and it's just he was very, very good defensively for a team that really had all their defensive pieces missing out. Again, if he could just develop some comparable offensive game, I mean, it goes so a long way. He doesn't even have to shoot elite. Right? I'm not saying he has to. His defense and his energy and his size and athleticism. I mean, he's 6'8" with like a 7'2" wingspan. Right? He has all the tools and intangibles to be an excellent player. He's like insanely athletic, right? But it's just shooting the basketball. He's just awful, right? He's had one season with Atlanta, in which he shot 38% on 4.5 attempts. If he could just get back to that, he could potentially be one of like the premier 3-and-D guys in the league, like role player wise, not like star level wise, but like role player wise. Again, I mean, his defense last season was elite. If he could just shoot like 37 to 38% from 3-point range, now you have a legit two-way player that could do some real damage, right? Also, another thing that was odd was his lack of ability to put the ball on the floor last season. He really struggled putting the ball on the deck and getting to the basket, which is really odd because that was kind of like one of the best parts about his game, right? That was one of the things that talked about heavily when he came to the Lakers was that like, yeah, he can't really shoot, but man, he's good at kind of creating and, kind of hitting that elbow on occasion and can kind of get his way to the basket, right? He can be kind of crafty. He's got the athleticism, size, and just foot speed. So I actually thought he was going to be more versatile offensively. Again, I had my concerns about his three-point shooting, but just more versatile. And, it was really odd. It's like he lost all his handles coming to Lakers, which crazy because we've seen that. Now, look, it's very possible and likely that he ends up getting traded. If the Lakers end up pulling off trade for Jeremy Grant or something like that, then Cam Reddish is likely going to be attached to that. But if the Lakers do end up keeping him, like even if it's like say they send out a Jackson Hayes or a Christian Wood or something like that, I don't hate the idea of keeping Cam Reddish. Again, he's still 24 years old. You could still develop him for the next 2-3 years. And he'd only be, 26, 27, right? So, the Lakers just signed a guy to develop at 26 years old, right? To add to the Exhibit 10 and Kyler Kelly, right? And the Lakers have always liked the kind of older guys. This guy has NBA experience. He can be elite defensively and locked down defensively. What he can do on that end. It's just getting him any type of offensive game. Can you just develop him to some type of offensive level? If you can do that, man, right? If he and Jared Vanderbilt could shoot just 38% from three, the Lakers would be the best team in the NBA, right? Because you could just slot Cam Reddish at the 2, keep Jared Vanderbilt at the 3, and then just like, it doesn't matter who else is alongside, it could be D'Lo or Reeves, right? Because just their size and their length and just their versatility is just incredible. And the ground that they can cover, he's not as good as Jared Vanderbilt. Jared Vanderbilt is arguably the best on-ball defender in the league. It's just the ground he covers. But Cam Reddish did a very good Jared Vanderbilt impression, right? But there's just a lot of questions with Cam Reddish. And also, a lot of questions with just his motor in his work ethic, right? Like, he's a guy even with Duke that there were questions about, like, how bad does he want it, right? Because this was a guy that was looked at as, like, this guy has star potential, which, again, you look at him on the surface and it's like, he does. The problem is he's so far behind the eight ball, he's probably never going to reach it, never going to achieve it. You know, and my thing is, like, how much work and effort and time is he actually putting in to just the hours necessary to be elite on that side of the basketball? Because, again, we know he can play defense. We know he can use his size, his length, and athleticism, right? But we need more than that, right? I mean, we already got Jared Vanderbilt for that. Max Christie looks like a guy that could be a legit two-way guy. Dalton Connect, you know, what can he provide on the defensive side, right? Like Cam Reddish, again, the beauty of him is his versatility. He can play essentially 2 through 4, really, with his size and his length, if you needed him to, right? He's probably best slotted at the 2 or the 3, but, you know, if in a pinch you needed him at the 4, you could slot him at the 4, but, you know, it's just, you love his versatility, but he has to give you something offensively. You know, and that's why I don't hate keeping him around. I don't hate giving him an opportunity, again, because he's still very young. I mean, if the Lakers drafted him this year, or let's say last year, because we actually saw him play with the Lakers, right? If the Lakers drafted him last year, and he had the season in which he had last year, people would be talking about how the Lakers got an absolute steal, right? If he was as good defensively, and, you know, yes, he had his struggles offensively, right? People would be like, man, like, Lakers got the steal of the draft and Cam Reddish. Watch out. And he was young enough last year to be drafted, right? I mean, again, Lakers love taking guys that are 23, 24 in the draft. So to me, like, why isn't Cam Reddish kind of looked at more as a young development piece? Why isn't he looked at more as, like, a legit 3-and-D wing? I'd like him more than Maxwell Lewis. And I'm high on Maxwell Lewis. I think he's still, like, he was terrible in Summer League, but I still think he has a lot of versatility, and I liked him out of Pepperdine. He was one of the guys that I thought the Lakers would draft at 17. I did a whole video on the Lakers drafting him at 17. But again, I mean, yeah, he's a couple years younger, but still, I mean, Cam Reddish, I think he's already a polished defensive guy, right? He could be a little better disciplined, not gamble so much, but I think that'll come. He's already great on the defense side of the ball. You just need that offense to click. You just need that offense to kick in. And if you can really work hard and do it, and that's the whole thing that the Lakers are trying to do right now, right? The whole thing the Lakers are trying to do is develop young talent to be real rotation or starting level players at some point. Cam Reddish could be that guy. Again, if Cam Reddish could just shoot, like, again, 37, 38% from 3, I would be screaming to start him next to, like, D'Lo, right? Because, like, he is everything the Lakers need at the 2 guard, right? Like, size, athleticism, point of attack defense. It's just, offensively, he's a big liability, right? But if he could get back to being able to put the ball on the deck, and if he could just knock down the 3 ball with consistency, which, again, he had a season, 4.5 attempts, averaged 38% from 3-point range. If he could just do that next season for the Lakers, I mean, you play him 30 minutes. I don't care, right? Like, but that's the problem is, like, Darvin Ham overplayed him, even when he was awful, right? Darvin Ham overplayed him even when he was an offensive liability. And there were times where he would get lax defensively. He really needs to focus and hone it. He needs to keep, you know, bringing that energy and effort. And again, maybe it's part of just the overabundance of playing him that caused that. But whatever it is, I think you gotta, if you can just hone him and kind of get him focused, get all the pieces to the puzzle together, I mean, this guy could be a legit starting level, high quality 3-and-D guy. Again, maybe I'm just overly confident in his potential, but it's there, right? It's like having a safe, right, that you know has like, you know, $1 million diamond in it. And it's just like, man, I just got to figure out how to crack this safe. Just got to figure out how to get this safe open, and that diamond's mine, right? Like, that's kind of how I feel about Cam Reddish. It's just like, man, if you can just get that safe open with him, you got $1 million diamond right here. And a guy that is incredibly versatile, could have just such a big impact for the Lakers, not only now, but going forward, right? I mean, can't have too many sizable 3-and-D guys, right? Like, especially at 6'8" with a 7'2" wingspan. If you can figure it out and make him work, be absolute chef kiss, personally. But anyway, as always, this is a discussion. Pass a question on you. Let me know your thoughts and opinions down in the comments below. What do you think? How do you feel? What are your thoughts? Do you think that, look, Cam Reddish, he's a guy, he can still have an impact next season. Do you think that he deserves some playing time? Do you think, no, he has to, not unless he's better offensively? Do you have no faith in Cam Reddish? Do you think get rid of him, trade him, release him, whatever? Again, how do you feel? Whatever your thoughts are in regards to Cam Reddish, I'd love to hear it. So let me know down in the comments below. That being said, if you haven't liked this video, hit that like button. Helps me a lot. So we enjoy these types of videos, and I truly appreciate it. Not subscribe channel, hit that subscribe button. Turn on the bell notifications. Appreciate y'all. See you in the next one. Thank you.